First Alert weather days continue Thursday through Saturday as we battle this extreme heat tonight. The best ways to stay cool without overworking your AC units at home.
And we take you around the world to Athens, Greece, as strong winds make wildfires there worse.
A look at flooding in Hispaniola as Tropical Storm Franklin has brought heavy rain to parts of the Dominican Republic, and we're going to be tracking that system coming up right here on Weather Extra. Welcome in. I'm Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt, along with
WBRC Fox 6 News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Hey, welcome in. Meteorologist Wes Wyatt, along with meteorologist Tania Michelle Pania. It's hot.
It is, Wes. Oh,
yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, we're talking about temperatures out there today. We reached 100 in Tuscaloosa.
Yes.
We got close in Birmingham, reached 97, as well as the Anniston area. We're not quite to record levels, but we're close.
We're very close, literally like 1 or 2 degrees off. And I'm expecting tomorrow to be another hot day. We have declared it a first alert weather day. Those heat index values look up to about like 111.
But that's the thing. I mean, when you get to this point, when it's close to 100, the heat index above 100, and we have a very cool tool. Matt talked about this yesterday that we have here in the Weather Center. It's called the Heat Stress Index, and there's still opportunities if you really want to get that walk in, get that run in, if you can just hold off until after 7 o'clock.
Yeah, makes sense, because it's just about that sunset period. When the sun starts to go down, the heat starts to decline. That's the best time to get to do your yard work, any of those outdoor activities. Avoid it between like what, 10 to 4 p.m.?
Yeah, I even
really
heard
until 7.
Until 7. I even heard in my neighborhood there was a neighbor that had a nice riding lawnmower with headlights, mowing the lawn at night. I said, I hear that.
I need one of those to listen.
So yeah, we've got some dangerously hot weather right now. We need to get right into it. Let's talk about this first alert weather day that's in effect. And actually right now we have excessive heat alerts that are in effect. Heat index right now 102 to 110. If possible, delay strenuous outdoor activities until the evening. Currently it's 100 in Utah, 95 in Birmingham, 94 degrees here at Anniston. To the north we have temperatures in the low 90s, showing 94 in Rockford. Current feels like temperature up to 109 in Tuscaloosa. So there we are. I mean, even if we're not up to 100 on the temperature map with these high dew points, it still feels a lot hotter. Our ability for our bodies to cool is reduced when you have these higher moisture levels, and that's why you see these heat indices so high during this time of the year. But here is that future heat stress index as we go into the evening hours here, looking at those levels will improve by 7, 8 o'clock. So with respect to sports and practicing outdoors, these are the best times. You can see there by 8 o'clock some big improvements, but again tomorrow it's going to come back. So we'll be dealing with those highs again back close to 100 in the afternoon, and dangerously hot starting at late morning tomorrow by 11 a.m. But there's this evening's hourly forecast. By 8 o'clock you can see there we're going to be down to 90 degrees, and by 9 o'clock that temperature there showing up at 88 degrees. Well, coming up right here on First Alert Weather Extra, the best ways to stay cool in the dangerous heat and how you can protect your AC unit. Seen a lot of crazy photos out there on social media. We're going to try to help provide some answers for you after the break. Stay with us.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome into Good Day, Alabama.
A new morning comes with preparing right, because while you slept, news broke.
We have new information from that breaking news that happened this morning.
While you head out, the storm we gave you the first alert for is on its way in. And as the key turns the ignition, your shorter route to work is being found.
Avoid 459 southbound completely because of a crash.
A new morning means everything you need for a good day is on Good Day Alabama, always on your side.
The First Alert traffic you need to get you there safe and on time. Tomorrow morning, everything you need for a good day is on Good Day Alabama.
You're late, out the door, and on the go. Don't worry.
Good Day Alabama continues all morning long.
And wherever you watch, this is what you need to know right now.
More reporters on the streets with more hours of news when you need it. Everything you need for a good day is on Good Day Alabama. Knowing first is everything. First Alert Weather.
Well, tomorrow is another First Alert weather day, and the day after that, and the day after that, this heat is going to be with us, and I know the AC, it's been running overtime just trying to keep up. We've been running that air conditioner unit nonstop, and it's time to be mindful about overworking those AC units and ways in which you can make sure that they're going to hold up in this heat. Our Bria Chapman is on your side, getting expert advice, finding out the best ways to stay cool and protect your system.
Every day, your AC unit takes the hot air from outside and puts it in here through a cooling system. Now, that cooling system allows that heat to be turned into cold air that flows throughout your home. That's why On Time Service says it's best to make sure that this area is always cleaned by your unit and have it checked by a professional.
Typically, your air conditioner doesn't break on a good day. You know, it breaks on the worst day. It's going to break on a day like today.
But Carrie Atkins says there are steps you need to take to make sure your units work efficiently, and one is having a professional come out for maintenance.
At least once a year. So minimum once a year, do that. Have a professional come in and do that. They can check everything that needs to be checked and make sure that that system is operating the way it should be, because a lot of times we can find small things before they become big things.
You should also be checking your air ducts, Atkins says, to make sure they are correctly installed and well maintained.
Like if your ductwork is in the attic, well, it's 100 and whatever outside, it's probably 140 something in your attic. And so what happens is there's holes in the ductwork. It's not blowing cold air out. It's sucking that hot air in, and so you've got your conditioned air and you're mixing 140, 145 degree air with it. What comes out of your vent is not going to feel very cold.
Atkins adds to make sure you're changing your AC filters as needed and keeping the area around the unit neat and clear of objects.
It needs good airflow around it for it to work efficiently. So if weeds or anything has grown up around it, cut all that stuff back, make sure there's not leaves or debris or anything like that around it. Make sure it's got good area around it to circulate air. Make sure there's nothing over the top of it that's low enough that would interfere with it discharging air.
And most of our cooling systems give off about a 20-degree difference from the temperature outside. Now that's why Atkins does not recommend turning your unit off when you leave your home, because when you come back, it's going to have to run a lot longer and harder to get your home cool. Reporting in Birmingham, I'm Bria Chapman, WBRC Fox 6 News on your side.
Well, let's take it around the world. How about Athens, Greece, where more than 200 wildfires have broken out since Monday? And Fire by Grade spokesperson Yanis Artopios says fires still are extreme. The Athens Macedonian News Agency, or ANMA, says in the last 24 hours, 93 fires erupted. This includes fires that blaze through the hills of Mount Parnitha, the largest forest adjoining the capital, Athens. ANMA says the greatest concern is that flames are spreading to a national park. The National Observatory of Athens says thousands of acres of forests, arable land, and residential areas have so far been destroyed. An eyewitness speaking to Reuters from Menidi near Athens on Wednesday said that, or that's today, said that very strong winds have been fanning the fires. And latest reports say that 18 people believed to be migrants were found dead, and hundreds of firefighters have been deployed to deal with the fires both on foot and in the air. Well, switching gears here because I just know many of you are ready to escape this heat across central Alabama and get in that last-minute beach trip. Well, First Alert meteorologists Matt Daniel and Mickey Ferguson say it's never too late and it's definitely not too cold to head to the Gulf Coast.
Hey, Matt, sometimes when I put the phone up to my ear, I can hear the ocean.
Yeah, well, probably it's the monitor behind you that you're probably.
Oh, yeah, that's what that is. Okay, well, we have a beach forecast for you is what we have.
We sure do.
And we have a moderate rip current threat going on in the Gulf of Mexico with also have some purples out there, purple flags.
What does that mean?
Marine life, Matt, and typically jellyfish. But moderate rip current threat means that you probably want to take it easy in the surf.
That's good.
So your beach forecast going into Thursday and Friday, we're looking at temperature readings into the low 90s. It's actually cooler at the beach, Matt, than it is here at home.
Yeah, they had excessive heat warnings today. Tomorrow there will be a heat advisory in those areas. So it's still going to be very hot. And so when you factor in that heat index, still feeling like the triple digits down there, Mickey. So even though it may be a few degrees cooler air temperature wise, you still got the humidity. So just take it easy if you're going to be out there. Not only
Take a splash.
Yeah, not only have to worry about the heat, but you also have to worry about the sun because that UV index is in that extreme category for Thursday and Friday and pretty much going into Saturday. So apply that sunscreen. You might want to wear some light colored clothing, a hat, sunglasses, you know the deal. Take it easy.
Here's potential rainfall totals. Let's take a look. We're not getting much relief here at home from the heat, nor are we at the Gulf of Mexico. In fact, over the next 7 days, we're not seeing a whole lot of relief through the weekend. But we get into next week, we could actually see a cold front come through. Might generate a few showers.
That's a possibility. So, the weekend's not too bad if you want to get away. And, it's going to be hot. But it's also going to be hot down there, but not nearly as hot. So just take it easy and drink plenty of water. But hey, maybe you want to go to the mountains, Mickey.
Yeah. We got a mountain forecast too? I couldn't hear
sure
that in my
do.
phone. Smoky Mountain forecast for you. It shows pretty much the same scenario, a chance of showers early next week, about a 40% rain chance. And then it's going to cool things off into the 80s up into the mountains.
I love the 80s.
Do you?
Yeah, the decade. The music was great back then.
Yeah, it should have been there.
And I also like the temperatures as well.
And if you want weather on the go, First Alert weather app, absolutely free download.
You get hourly forecast, 10-day forecast, look at the radar, track the tropics, a lot of stuff.
I should do that instead of listening to the beach on my phone. I think
right.
I'll do that.
Well, stay safe in the heat.
Okay, so you just saw that mountain 7-day forecast. You saw the Gulf Coast 7-day forecast. But now it's time for us to show you the 7-day forecast for right here for central Alabama. But before we go, we do want to give you a quick look at today's almanac. And then coming up after the break, you'll get a look at that full 7-day forecast from Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt. We'll be right back. This is First Alert Weather Extra.
We heard the first alert. Mom says we have to go. She says I don't have time to grab any more toys.
Need to be in your tornado safe place. Get there right now as you have.
We have to get to our safe place because sometimes when you hear the siren, it's too late. That's why she says knowing first is everything.
We know weather can be grab the umbrella or jogging shoes, but it's so much more. It's a science, an art, led by knowledge and experience.
And no one has more of that than a WBRC First Alert weather team.
Warning you first with more hours committed to you. And the first forecast built to see weeks, days, and even minutes ahead, right down to where you live. From the team you trust on your favorite screen.
Doing the weather better. The WBRC First Alert weather team, always on your side.
The First Alert is more than a warning. It's a promise. A promise to get you out of harm's way with plenty of time to spare. 4 walls and a roof can be replaced. Lives can't. That's why knowing first is everything. First Alert Weather.
Welcome back into Weather Extra. Still dangerously hot across Alabama right now, especially West Alabama, where we're still showing 100 right now in Utah. Not a drop of rain out there. That's the one thing. We just haven't had a lot of relief. Actually, East Alabama, notice Center 88, Coleman at 86, so not too bad. The further north and east you go, a little bit of a break there. I had a viewer shared a photo a few moments ago from Pigeon Forge, and it looked like the weather certainly much improved there. Up in the mountains, a little bit cooler. Looking at the setup though tomorrow, it's going to be another day. Highs close to 100. We stay very dry through tonight. Notice 9 o'clock tonight still showing mid to upper 80s, so do what you can to try to help keep the house cool, keep those blinds down during the day, and may want to adjust the thermostat, try to help out there, at least allow the AC to catch a break or two, because it's going to be working overtime here during the overnight hours. Tomorrow 3 o'clock, possibility maybe an isolated afternoon shower or storm, but still most of us will stay dry. Afternoon highs close to 100 degrees, and tomorrow night another warm night. Again, pace yourself, stay well hydrated, be mindful of the pets, and check on family members, elderly, make sure everybody has a cool shelter, and be mindful of your coworkers too out there on the job site. Make sure you check on everyone, make sure everyone is not overdoing it and taking frequent breaks out there, because these are some dangerous heat levels, and probably this is going to go down as the hottest week, one of the hottest weeks that we're going to deal with all summer season. Hopefully this is kind of the peak, and then over the next few weeks we'll see those temperatures start to back off a little bit, or at least we won't see this kind of heat make a return as we go into September. But the feels-like temperatures do back off into Monday and Tuesday, and actually next week by Tuesday the core of the heat dome is going to slide back to the west. This is where it's been somewhat permanent through most of the summer. That's why we've had all those excessive heat warnings happening in states back to the west of us. But notice by Sunday and into next week, it starts to move further west. I mean, right now it's right over the top of us. So that's going to give way to better opportunities for afternoon showers and storms. The conditions aloft will be a little bit cooler, so as we heat up during the day, we could see a couple of pop-up storms. That's why we have a 30% chance for scattered showers and storms Monday, Tuesday. Now, this isn't the kind of rain where everybody's going to get a nice soaking. It's still going to be scattered based on what we see today. Weekend plans, Saturday and Sunday, big story, still the hot weather, but we will need to be alert for maybe an isolated storm, especially late on Tuesday, popping up during the afternoon. But it is nice to see temperatures returning closer to average levels for this time of the year. As we move ahead, we're going to be talking about several systems possibly developing in the tropics. There are a lot of disturbances out there. The good news is right now no immediate threat, but one that's on our maps that we're keeping a watch on is Tropical Storm Franklin. Let's head over back to meteorologist Tania Michelle. Tania, I know you've got the latest advisory on this. It was kind of a question mark yesterday on where Franklin would go, but now it's looking like more of a northerly track.
Yes, and the crazy thing, Wes, is that Franklin looks like it's going to start to calm down a little bit just before it strengthens once again as it moves further north into the Atlantic. So here's a look at our tropical update. We'll first take a look here at one of the tropical storms in place, or really not a tropical storm. We're looking at these disturbances further into the central and eastern portions of the Atlantic. One of them being from the remnants of Emily, now starting to strengthen again. It has a 70% chance to develop actually within the next 48 hours and within the next 7 days to become a tropical depression. And then we're looking at this other area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms in the central Atlantic that has a 40% chance to develop in the next 7 days. Those will not pose a threat to the United States, but like Wes was mentioning, we are paying close attention to Tropical Storm Franklin as it moved over the Hispaniola area, affecting the Dominican Republic and Haiti, causing lots of tropical storm conditions, heavy rainfall, lots of flooding in these areas. We have some video to show you on that in just a little bit. But I wanted to show you that it looks like it's going to weaken just a little bit before it strengthens again as it moves into the Atlantic. Right now, it has wind speeds up to about 40 miles per hour with gusts slightly above that. And it's moving to the north-northeast at around 13 miles per hour. So notice here, it starts track eastward, slightly to the north, but then it switches directions and moves further to the north and west as we bring in the end of the weekend and for the start of next week. Now, it's expected to stay just over to the side of Bermuda. So that's some good news there. But we're going to pay very close attention to that storm as it continues to strengthen within the next week or so. So keep checking in for updates on that. But I do want to show you this video of the effects that Tropical Storm Franklin has caused for the Hispaniola area. Take a look at this video here. This is flooding in the Dominican Republic where people, you'll see them in just a little bit, they're actually standing and unable to move because of the high water levels. It's devastating to see how those heavy rains has affected and destroyed this community here. And those high water levels, of course, causing people unable to leave their areas. They're stranded, they're swimming in the waters. And this is only some of the video. There's actually tons more video of more flooded streets in this area. So once again, we'll continue to monitor Tropical Storm Franklin as is expected to possibly move into or change into a hurricane, possibly up to a Category 1 or Category 2 hurricane as we move through the weekend and the start of next week. But stay with us here on First Alert Weather Extra because coming up, we'll have a look at what the heat is doing for the central and eastern portions of the United States. This heat dome, it's making us all sweat a little bit more. We'll have updates on that and a story about it after the break.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome into Good Day, Alabama.
A new morning comes with preparing right, because while you slept, news broke.
We have new information from that breaking news that happened this morning.
While you head out, the storm we gave you the first alert for is on its way in. And as the key turns the ignition, your shorter route to work is being found.
Avoid 459 southbound completely because of a crash.
A new morning means everything you need for a good day is on Good Day Alabama, always on your side.
The First Alert traffic you need to get you there safe and on time. Tomorrow morning, everything you need for a good day is on Good Day Alabama.
You're late, out the door, and on the go. Don't worry.
Good Day, Alabama continues all morning long.
And wherever you watch, this is what you need to know right now.
More reporters on the streets with more hours of news when you need it. Everything you need for a good day is on Good Day Alabama. Knowing first is everything. First Alert Weather.
Hey, welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Tania Michelle, and it is so good that you are tuning in here on your Wednesday evening. But let's talk about this heat. Why not? Because, hey, listen, fall seems to be around the corner, maybe. Is it going to bring us these cooler conditions? Maybe. But pumpkin spice might be returning to a coffee shop near you, but summer is not ready to loosen its grip on the United States. Absolutely not. It was too hot today, guys. Extreme temperatures continue to knock down heat records, some of them decades old. In just the past 30 days, more than 8,500 such records have already fallen. Laura Aguirre has more on how millions of people are coping under this week's heat dome.
It is awful. It is icky, it's hot. I'm ready to be inside.
More than 110 million people are living under an oppressive heat dome Wednesday, say forecasters. Soaring temperatures are scorching much of the central and eastern U.S. The National Weather Service predicting multiple heat records will continue to fall this week, with cities like Chicago, Springfield, Indianapolis, and Milwaukee among those expected to see 100 degrees or higher in the next 48 hours. Notable, since these areas of the Great Lakes region haven't suffered temperatures this high in over a decade.
There's barely any wind, so it's really hot.
In the South, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Mobile are sweltering toward multi-day records in the triple digits. Several states in the heat dome are adjusting public school schedules and modifying athletic practices.
We are doing what we can to help our athletes get better and learn and be ready for their game, but also to, most importantly, stay safe.
There's health concerns. Whenever it's that hot, it is really challenging to sit in a space for 6-7 hours.
Staying hydrated, effective cooling, and limiting time outdoors are key factors in surviving these extreme conditions, says the Weather Prediction Center, warning that heat is the #1 weather-related cause of death in the U.S. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
And yes, we're going to continue to battle the heat right here across central Alabama over the next couple of days. I mean, look, take a look here at your 7-day forecast. First Alert Weather Day continues Thursday through your Saturday. First alert for that dangerous and excessive extreme heat, guys. Triple-digit temperatures are possible for our daytime highs as we start the weekend. Sunday's not going to be any better. We're talking upper 90s as a daytime high. 99 degrees expected on Sunday. And now the good news is, as we end the weekend and start next week, there are some limited rain chances in the forecast. We'll possibly see some widely scattered showers and storms Monday and Tuesday, with some stray showers possible as we bring in mid next week, next Wednesday. It's going to cool us down quite a bit. Another front moves through. Low 90s on Tuesday. That's a major improvement. And then low 90s on Wednesday. We're still going to have to get through the next several days, though, as we'll see those triple-digit temperatures through the start of the weekend, with overnight lows anywhere from the mid to upper 70s, cooling off into the lower 70s as we bring in Wednesday morning. But hey, listen, we'll take it. We're just going to battle this together, right? We're in this together here across central Alabama. But thank you so much for tuning in tonight on First Alert Weather Extra. For more updates and details on what's happening in the tropics, along with the heat that we're going to be battling for tomorrow, tune in tonight on First at 9. You can catch First Alert Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt on First at 9. We'll be back tomorrow evening at 6:30 for more of First Alert Weather Extra. Have a wonderful and safe